Going live. In 3, 2, 1. And we are live. Hello, 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 hello. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo. I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. And today we are talking about one thing that fans probably have been waiting for, which, if I'm being honest with you, I will tell you, I wasn't looking forward to, but it has happened, and now we have to deal with it because these things, they just happen, right? So it has happened. Arthur Zwane was asked a question about Junior Khanye and his criticism, basically, of the Kaizer Chiefs, and he responded. There's obviously always the case yoguti people, if they're asked questions, should they respond or not? Because if you are asked a question and you don't respond, then you are rude. But if if you respond again, there's always going to be consequences. I feel like there's a problem with the stream over here. So I am trying to see if there is a problem with the stream. So I'm going to check on my phone as well to see Uguti, is the stream working? Because I just see it loading, but I don't see anything. Let me check just a second. I want to make sure that the stream is working. So excuse me, guys. I want to see something if I'm talking. So anyways, I'm saying while we're just waiting for that, as you are joining, also please like the video. Also tell me, I made a poll. Uguti, do you think Uzwane should have responded to Junior Khanye with his thing? Because I personally feel like this thing is too urgent, and I will read your comments. Please leave them below. Uguti, for me personally, let me first start by reading what he actually said to Junior Khanye about, what Uzwane said in his response to Uzwane, because some of you don't even know Uguti what was said. So I'm going to read it to you. It's also scrolling down, by the way, here. And in this response, Shem, it makes you say, Arthur, now why would you say such? Let me read it to you guys. So I am here on the comment section, and yeah, this is the article with Disky Times. So Zwane, he says critics are part of the game, right? Which we know, it's a fact. Critics are part of the game. It's his opinion. I respect his opinion as a former player, Zwane said when asked about Khanye's remarks at the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals draw. So this thing was actually asked yesterday on Monday. And then he continues to say, this is what he continues to say. He says, by the way, about this one is very deep. This one is very deep. Arthur Zwane says, by the way, who am I to go down to the level of Junior Khanye? You understand what I'm saying? You like, listen to this. Can I just say this to you? He says, by the way, who am I to go down to the level of Junior Khanye? Oh, guys. I've heard people being like collected fresh. I'm not trying to incite violence here, but this is violence. Like, there's one thing when he says, I respect his opinion, it's his opinion. But he says, who am I to go down to Junior Khanye's level? Ew. Like, he literally just said this on a public newspaper ukuthi Junior Khanye's level is so low that it's not worth him to go down to that level. Guys. No, what do you think of this comment? Because it's one thing to say I respect his opinions and kind of leave him there, but he says, "Who am I to go down to Junior Khanye's level?" Because Vele at that moment he's just fired a shot. Your level is so low that you are not worth my time. But I personally feel this. I feel like Zwane shouldn't have done this, because not even a matter of him not responding to Junior Khanye or even saying the second part, because even if he had said the first part, it would have been like, okay, that's it, because he would have said, okay, I respect his opinion. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone has their right to have an opinion. Blah blah blah. End it there, right? But to continue and say the second part, because I feel like now he's just basically given Unkulego, no Junior, no so no Machaka a video idea. I mean, this is the video idea based on what Zwane said. Because now Unkulego be no Junior Khanye in their next video, what they will be talking about most probably is what Zwane has just said, right? Everyone on Twitter now is talking about this. I saw earlier, I don't even know Guti, if that's still the case right now, Guti, what's trending actually on Twitter. I didn't check. But when last I checked, Junior Khanye was trending, and it was trending because let me see. Okay, now it's not trending, but this is Indonesia. I want trends in SA. I can't see, but last I checked, he was trending, and people were now talking about Junior Khanye and Arthur Zwane. And you should know this. Junior benonkulego, they will respond, and now sekuzoba nale back and forth. And Junior now knowing ukuthi Zwane has responded to him, that basically says to Junior Khanye, oh, kanti angizwa vele uZwane. Okay, so let me continue saying these things, because can you be honest, like because I've been trying by all means to avoid talking about it Diski Times on this channel, right? Because I have no business with them, right? And I wouldn't want to now start and talk bad about Diski Times, because, or Diski TV rather, because now it's gonna be like, hey, Tula was in when these are former players, you know nothing. So that is why I always try and not say anything about them, right? Because also I don't want smoke. I don't want to start battles with other YouTube channels, managing to are fighting. But and because of that, I usually would stay away and not watch their content, because sometimes I would get triggered with how njani manje. For example, take the prediction, because people like steered me towards ukuthi I should watch and see what Junior's predictions were. So I went and checked it out, and I saw ukuthi the prediction was ukuthi Junior Khanye had said Pirates were going to score 4 goals against the Chiefs, which was ridiculous, because him as a former player, he should know ukuthi in derbies it's not always about form, right? And it happened ukuthi Chiefs did not lose by 4-0, and all of a sudden Chiefs were lucky with post-match video. When we were about to play Kazrick once again, the comment was, he was asked by Nkululeko ukuthi who's going to win the game between the Chiefs and Kazrick. He did not give tactical analysis of the game. He just said he's a friend of the guy who is the owner and the coach of Kazrick, and uma wakhe bayana esontweni and stuff like that, and ended up saying Kazrick will win. So basically, knowing uma coach Kazrick means now you're going to you get me. So now Chiefs is going to lose to Kazrick just because you are friends with the coach of Kazrick. I don't get it. So it's all those things that are ridiculous if you to say those things. But since now Zwane has given him a platform by basically responding, I feel like I'm going to delete this video, but I won't. ukuthi if Uzwane is now going to entertain a person who says things like that, he's basically elevating him, because now every time anything happens with Uzwane, Junior Khanye will say, I told you ukuthi Uzwane is this, I told you ukuthi Uzwane is that. And he will be basically baiting Uzwane to respond, because nabo Lorenz Bakon, they will go and ask Uzwane again if Junior says something about this thing, because it will be Diski Times who will ask the question, and then with Diski TV they will then, so they are basically getting content one side by saying Chiefs were lucky or Chiefs did this, good Diski Times, good Diski TV, and then they will come on the other side again and ask Uzwane about something that was said on Diski TV, and then that content is now published with Diski Times, and once that is published with Diski Times, we talk about it like this, and then with Diski TV they go make a content about that, and then Uzwane will respond to the content at Diski TV, which will then be published with Diski Times, and then from Diski Times, Diski TV will make content about that. So it will just all come full circle. It's all going to just feed irrelevance ika Junior Khanye ukuthi okay, vele sesimnikeza attention manje, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So that is why I feel like Uzwane should not have entertained, or at least should have not said the second part, Yoguti is not going to go down to his level and stuff like that, because now he's basically just giving Junior Khanye a sort of a thing, Yoguti, yes, I know Uguti Akuluma and now I'm entertaining you. And well, I think we knew this, Uguti Abadlal Chiefs do know what's happening, because I think we're playing that game that we drew 1-1 against what was the team when we were playing against I forget, Pietermaritzburg. We're playing at Pietermaritzburg. We're playing at Pietermaritzburg where Ukwenika made that blunder. So I think the problem was that oh yeah, I mean, when they were at Pietermaritzburg, they were playing Galants, yes, Marumo Galants. And Bruce Boma was making a joke saying, hey, Nkulego, my brother. Yeah, yabo. And then I was like, oh, so these players do watch YouTube channels and they hear what is being said about them and about everything that happens in the team, which told me, okay, Uzwane does listen to such things. But now the question is, how much does it actually affect him, right? So now, if he has come out and actually talked about it, thank you. Now he has come out and responded. Now that's basically saying, oh, Junior, attention that you wanted, here it is. Outing is on my comments in. By the way, before I go to my comments, guys, please become members of this channel. You get early access to content, you get loyalty badges, and you get priority response to your channels, to your comments, more comment agui channel, because there are a lot of comments that come in. But if you're a member, then you get priority reply to your comments, and you also get just free, early access to content, and you can also suggest the videos that you want me to make. So you can just click on the link that's on the chat and you can become a member. It's only 20 rands per month. Thank you to those of you who have joined the membership, by the way. And then out in my comments, Uhlubi Nontanga says, Ola Khosi. Vincent says, I love Zwane for what he did. Some people spoke too much BS about his job, but just because he has talked, that doesn't mean they will stop talking. He's actually giving them more ammunition. That's just my fear. Mandla saying, Khosi Nation, Arthur should not have responded to June. I agree. Uhlubi is saying, Mangete was right to respond. Junior Khanye hates Chiefs because he's not considered as a Chiefs legend. I wish players can respond too, not just Chiefs players. I think one other thing that we need to understand is that Junior Khanye has been saying this. He does not care, right? He doesn't care. And if you're a brand, because we need to be honest, Diski TV, they didn't get to what? Let me see. I think 160,000 subscribers right now. They didn't get there because people don't like Junior Khanye. They got there because a lot of people like Junior Khanye. I love Junior Khanye as a player. Wow, he was such a good player, right? That's just undisputable. Uguti was a good player. We can talk about what happened, blah blah blah. That's just he's a human being, and that happened, and blah. Push that on the side. But as a footballer, Junior Khanye was a really good player. He was a really, really, really good player. So we have that Uguti, he was a good footballer, and people love Junior Khanye. Whether you like it or not, people do love Junior Khanye. And you cannot dismiss Uguti, they do love him. And if now you are going out to basically 164,000, if you are going out to beef with him, people are going to basically pick sides because vela abantu abamfuna uMangethe abanye, not all of them, some don't want uMangethe, but also have some people who like Junior Khanye and all definitely hate uZwane, but you have other people who are in the middle who like Junior Khanye or liked him as a player but also love the Chiefs and like uMangethe to a certain extent. So now people are sort of divided because ezinye izinto that he will say, they will seem valid at this point because of where the team is. But at the same time, you can see ukuthi sometimes things are always extreme. Ukuthi kuba ngathi iChiefs nje ayingenanga nasegroundini yadlala. Kuba ngathi nje kuvele kwaduma izulu yakora. Kanti we actually did something. So what I'm trying to say is that whether he hates iChiefs or he doesn't, at this point, he is a brand, and him getting recognition from the coach of the biggest club in South Africa. I'm not talking about the best club because Bazoze bang correct, but Sundowns is the best club right now. I know that, but Uguti, if you respond to him, you are giving him a platform. You go, oh, I know attention ngazwane senginayo manje. So now go and check the next video that iDiski TV will post. Check ukuthi ama views akhona ngeke nakhuphuke. They probably will, because it will be Junior Khanye response to Arthur Zwane. And now more comments. Platform is even higher for him now. And now there's this thing yokuthi, because now people the next thing that Junior Khanye, if they do ask this question from him, to say, he will probably say uZwane will get fired, or uZwane won't win in Nedbank Cup, which is probably true because the Chiefs might just go and play nonsense against Stellenbosch. But just because I can predict whether or not the Chiefs can lose against Stellenbosch, that doesn't mean now I'm a football expert. I can say that based on how I see Chiefs playing, right? So indaba izothi manje, if Chiefs loses against Stellenbosch, people will say Junior was right, Arthur is just an arrogant whatever. If Chiefs goes on and wins, no one will care, right, about Junior Khanye, but he will still come and say they will like him by winning a final. But if they lose, yabo, at the end of the day, this is what you need to understand about YouTube, guys, and platforms and fame and all this. What is happening now is that for all these people who go to Diski Times after AMA games and say, hey, Junior, we are like, you lied, heart pains. What do they say? Chest pains on Junior Khanye. We can see Nkulego, he wants to cry. Those guys don't care. At the end of the day, if I tell you the truth, at the end of the day, if you go to a channel and comment, YouTube thinks, oh, this is a good video, so let's share it to more people. So at the end of the day, if Chiefs loses, Junior Khanye wins because he's going to say, I told you they suck. They don't play quality football. If Chiefs wins, people are going to go again with Diski TV and say, sifuna ukumuza ukuthi uJunior uzothini ngoba iChiefs winile. Either way, people are going to go watch him. So Zwane responding or not responding doesn't change his status as Junior Khanye by people, less or fewer people wanting to watch him. There will be more people who will go to watch him because they want to hear what he has to say. Because it's what Vusi Tembekwa was saying. I know some of you don't like it. It's South Africa, it's a movie. People like it, drama and following things around. And since Junior Khanye provides that, he just says the most controversial things. and then people are like, and the moment you can get people to say, you'll get people to comment, right? And the more you get people to comment, the more your channel grows, the more people are shown the video and all that stuff. So that is why I'm saying it doesn't, there is no winning for Zwane by responding to June. The only person who can come out of this thing saying, I got something out of it is Junior Khanye. Because everybody, literally everyone in this world, in South Africa, knows ukuthi uZwane is holding a higher position than Junior Khanye. But Junior Khanye still has a voice because 60,000 people or so every week after Chiefs plays, they go and watch what he has to say about the game. And if the game was bad, then there's a good chance you go to 40,000 or 30,000 of those people actually agree with what he has to say. And now, if now there's this beef, sekuzoba nelokhunja, sekuzoba something that is not needed. He's just magnifying Junior basically. So what you pay attention to, you just magnify. Uhlubi saying Mangete was right to respond. Okay, sengifundile. Ublade is just laughing. It's a clap back. Usibongo Buko says we all know Chiefs fans that the squad is not good enough. So the least we could do is to motivate, to put in performances out of their skin, not talk badly about players. Angazi ke Khosi, how does this have to do with what we're talking about today? Anyway, basically saying, I honestly don't think he should have responded to him at all, but these journalists knew what they were doing, asking Zwane this question, and I hate this. They baited him. I'm telling you now, I will not be shocked if the journalist who asked that question is Lawrence Colner, or I don't know his surname, but Lawrence something. He's a journalist who works for Diski Times. I won't be shocked if it was him who asked that question. I will not be shocked. Because as I said, it feeds the whole thing at Diski Times. The thing started by Junior Khanye, and then it's magnified by Lawrence, and then from Lawrence it goes back to Diski TV. It's a very smart strategy if they did it on purpose, which I think they did, because they did it for highlights, and here we are, and headlines. And it's happening. It's happening. He was baited and he fell for the trap, because that is why I was saying maybe Zwane and I just needs he needs a training in media, because these people bait you into answering these questions the way that they want you to answer them. Uplade is saying from now on 10,111 shouldn't entertain them, but now they will always quote this, right? They will always, the second part of the statement, they will always use it. If Chiefs loses, they will say angithi thina we're at the lower level, Loku's losing. If Chiefs doesn't qualify for Champions League, they will say angithi kuthiwa we're at the lower level. If Chiefs doesn't win Nedbank Cup, they said we're at the lower level. Guys, please like the video, by the way. Please. So Gunzinyan. Next one is Umuki Mokhale says, Olampelo, it's about time Junior is not pretending not to hate Kaizer Chiefs and sees nothing good about it. Yabo mina njoba ngisho wena Muki, 60,000 people who watch, 164,000 subscribers who are subscribed to Diski Times. Most of them will tell you ukuthi Junior Khanye does not hate the Chiefs. He actually loves the Chiefs. That is why he rebukes the Chiefs so much. And that is why he rebukes the Chiefs more than the Pirates. I'm like, okay. Because yazi bafethu, kwamina for the past 2 weeks, I noticed okay, some people were saying, Mpilo, you are too negative about Caleb and stuff. And I questioned myself, am I being too negative? Maybe let's adjust and try and be constructive, because that's what I've been doing since the channel started. But usually when you watch Diski Times, when you listen to Junior, even Utso sounds better, and he's a Pirate fan, he's a Pirates former player, he can try and be constructive. Junior will just point out all the negatives and 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 the negatives. If he says something positive, he will say something positive to take you to the negative part. Like if he says, Mtu is a star. He's saying Mtu is a star so that he can say he should leave the Chiefs. You understand? So a connection, even here positive, is connecting to the negative. So now I'm saying it doesn't matter what people think about Junior Khanye. He will continue doing what he does. And I hate the fact that I'm talking about him because I feel like I'm gossiping, which I'm not, because the channel is live and he's probably watching. Hello, Junior. Nyadlala, he doesn't know me. Luvuyo says, good response from Mangete. He gave him his own medicine. Junior Khanye's Chiefs. Zange Chiefs. Imsenze utshwala. Kahle, guys. Uspecifically says some Kaizer Chiefs supporters are enjoying this clap back by Zwane. Meanwhile, I'm scared for Zwane. Me too. They're gonna use this against him for the entire season. Then Umncedi is saying, for me, Zwane was right. Junior Khanye always in case of Kaizer Chiefs. Junior Khanye is bitter. Zwane achieved a lot as a player. Also in the journey of coaching, he's better than Junior. Angifuni nakusmile ngizovela ngidlule ngithi ama comments and ngizowafunda. Umandla saying I unsubscribed from that channel. They don't analyze game for a game. They keep telling us about Sundowns, etc. And if you're not at Sundowns level, you are up even when winning. I know. Hey guys, sake savelelwa Sundowns. Funny enough, that is what I was saying. Even Lorenz, it's like indaba yase-disc times at times. Because even Lorenz is not a pundit or pundit. He's a journalist, right? But you see him watching a Kaizer Chiefs match and then with timeline yakhe on Twitter, he'll be talking about how horrible this is. And when he was watching it derby, he talked about how boring the derby was. And he has the right, by the way, to make comments. But I'm saying it becomes problematic if you're going to comment about how bad Chiefs is. And then when you're talking about Sundowns, say, oh, this is a palate cleanser after what we watched earlier, right? So now he's comparing Sundowns and Chiefs. All the time, man, there must always be a link to prove that Sundowns is better than the Chiefs. They are better than the Chiefs. It's a known fact. Right now, Sundowns is better than the Chiefs. But that doesn't mean every corner remind us every time Guti Sundowns is better than the Chiefs, because we are overcompensating and you are showing us Guti you are essentially favoring Sundowns and you are not really a neutral journalist, which is what you are, and you work for a publication which is supposed to be neutral, not like taking sides. So that becomes a problem Guti. If you are a media, I mean, I'm not neutral. I will tell you that. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan and I'm always going to be most likely, not most likely, all the time, I will be favoring the Chiefs. And at times, I will say my judgment may be clouded towards the Chiefs. But certain things I admit, like Huguti, Sundowns are a better team right now. Right? So it's all those things that you're expecting from someone who's supposed to be neutral. Or Lorenz, they are not doing that. And it tells you then, Guti, this is just a strategy to make Chiefs smaller or look smaller, which we've brought upon ourselves. But again, they are neutral and they should stay like that. And if they're fixing South African football, fix it. Don't just criticize it. Anyways, Uhlubi is saying being a good footballer, a big brand, and being liked doesn't give you the right to talk bull about others. It doesn't, Hlubi. It doesn't. But go and say that to the 60,000 people, 80,000 people who watch him. Go and tell it to the 160,000 who are subscribed to eDisc Times. It doesn't matter. People just have attachment and they like it drama and they like, because we assume, Mina, this is one mindset that I have come and not, I have like, what's this thing? I have let go of Guti. I have stopped assuming that everyone doesn't like Junior Khanye, because they do like Junior Khanye abantu. They do like Nkululeko, a lot of people. They do like Utso. I mean, as footballers, when we're playing against the Pirates and I saw Utso is playing, I was afraid because ngiyazi late runs, shine now. He was a good footballer. There's no denying that, right? There is no denying that. There is just no denying that both of them were actually good players. And as footballers, respect. But when it comes to how they analyze football, it always just seems biased. And if you are claiming to be a neutral entity, then you should act like it, and they don't, which is what makes other people have a problem. However, that doesn't mean everyone has a problem, because even in this video, 250 people have watched in the past 29 minutes, but engagement rate is like 2%, and that tells you that a lot of people are not saying much. Some people here, by the way, out of the 250 people, some like 190 something have left. Maybe they don't agree with what I'm saying because they like Junior, but they don't want to comment. So the assumption that everyone hates Junior Khanye does not necessarily mean everyone does not like him or disagrees with him. A lot of people agree with him, and you can't force people to think like you. So that is why he has his own followers who want to listen to that stuff, who are drawn to everything is wrong with Chiefs, nothing is ever right, there's no positive whatsoever. So those are his followers, those are the people that are going to listen to what he's saying. So he can say whatever, because I found out ukuthi Fox media journalists, that's another story. So fuck politics, so let me just leave it. I won't say much. Internet Pablo says, to be honest, I think Zwane should have brushed this topic off and move on. Junior Khanye's analysis mostly is accurate. This guy knows football, but the problem is Nkululeko. He is trying to promote his channel by means. After every Chiefs game, he says, what a boring game we had to watch, but I give it to him. He's a great content creator. Not even Nkululeko kwayena vele he does lead Junior Khanye on into saying what he would like him to say, but kwayena Junior sometimes says things that even Nkululeko is like if you look at Kazrick, he gave me prediction of Kazrick. I watched that video because people were like, hey, check my comment. So when I watched that video, I saw ukuthi when Junior said the Chiefs were going to lose, write it down. Nkululeko was like, are you saying they're going to lose? You know, and it was kind of a shock even to him, the way I saw it anyways. So by doing that, you can tell it's not like they plan let's go trashy Chiefs. It's just that, like now in this channel, a lot of people like to hear like us being constructive about the Chiefs. We can criticize the Chiefs, but constructively, right? Because we love the Chiefs. So that is why even in this group, you'll find people who think almost the same way as me. There are some people who disagree with me, but we can have a conversation. And also, nangale with these times, there are people who completely agree with them. It's not like they are forced. They just like to hear what is being said over there. And when I internet Pablo, analysis got Junior Khanye, mawuthi accurate. If uyi-footballer ngeke ngimphikise ukuthi he's always wrong. Into engizoyisho mina ukuthi there are times where I feel like my feelings asuke ahead, because sometimes the Chiefs plays a good game and kuthiwa Chiefs lucky. Like, how to explain that? Those times, because tell me a one game like I've only watched their last, which one, Le Pirates, and then I watched Kazrick before and after. So those 3 videos I've watched in like a long time. Diski TV, I've watched those videos. So in me watching those videos, I had to go to work to Pirates over ngamagola 4. Afterwards, what we see like Chiefs. Yeah, so 4 videos, Kazrick, and then this one, Kazrick net dab, yeah. So from what I heard, and the last time I had watched them, kwakungama same predictions. Chiefs is always losing. Why? Because the other team is going to play bad. It's always guaranteed to the other team is going to play bad. Even though the other team is playing ngale ngwenya leya. Akayazi negama lalo mdlali nje, but ile ngwenya le izokora. Iphi ngwenya, but guys, but it just will happen. Ukule ngwenya izokora because it's playing against the Chiefs. It doesn't matter. So that's my thing. It just feels like at times it's more feelings towards the Chiefs that decide who the Chiefs is going to lose, rather than how is the other team playing. It's just that the Chiefs is going to lose. Uti is saying Olampilo Mfethu, for me Zwane should prove Khanye wrong by winning games and respond at the end of the season. I think that's what we're trying to say. Yeah, but then that means he trusts himself by responding now, which is just risky because if he loses, then he's in deep trouble. Uluvuyo says we loved him as a player, but doesn't deserve to be a legend. He's very bitter with Chiefs. Ucinga uyayazi ibhola than anyone else. Hey, bruh, people, angithi uyabona nje, even right now, Internet Pablo is saying his analysis are mostly accurate. So yabo ukuthi vele, people do think what he says has some value. So that is why I'm saying just one comment to the journalist that says level ka Junior Khanye is low does not all of a sudden make you bigger. It just makes you actually le level ote you are not going to drop to. You literally do that by responding to such questions. So I think Uzwane made a blunder there. And then Vincent is saying they have an agenda, bro. Why? Ngazu ucabange kanjalo. Umthokozisi Majola is saying, well, Mpilo, 100% right. Either way, uJunior uzosizakala ngalento, not Uzwane. But ke but Uzwane umuntu naye. Cabanga nje ugxekwa yiwo wonke uTom, Dick and Jerry left and right. Yeah, guys, we're going to see as the week goes on ukuthi what's going to happen. But ipoli iti 75% of people said Zwane did the right thing and 25% says he didn't. We'll see by the end of the season and as this week continues what's going to happen. But thank you so much for watching. We're 6 minutes over. But until next time, remember, wait before we even leave. There is a video that I posted about whether Uzwane is soft on the players or not. It's uploaded on the channel. Please go check it out right now. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 and on the other video. And until next time, remember, equals Alpelumor.